If you have ever been to Mexico, especially in smaller towns or just in general anywhere in Mexico, you have seen that there's a lot of stray dogs. A lot of those dogs have no breed, but sometimes you see pretty beautiful dogs. I've seen huskies, pit bulls, and even golden retrievers roaming the streets freely in Mexico. I thought those dogs were strays. However, they had an owner I later discovered in the small towns I was living in Mexico. And the story of today is about a stray dog. It's on the funnier side. The event happened in San Francisco Nayarit, a beach town in Mexico that is also known as San Pancho. Romeo used to roam the streets there. Romeo is a dog who foreigners who visited the town would believe he was a stray. However, Romeo was not a stray. He was a creature of both habit and freedom, the kind of dog who didn't just belong to one family, but to the entire town. Romeo had a family, people who ensured he was well fed and cared for, but he was also a social butterfly of the dog world. Greeting tourists, he had countless of interactions with visitors. He received affection in many languages. They saw him as a chill dog, a dog who was carefree. They will see him eat tacos or whatever they will give him. His family would let him roam free throughout the days, and in the night, Romeo would come back home to sleep. But one day, Romeo disappeared. He didn't come back for 3 days. Everybody started wondering what happened to him. They didn't see Romeo no more. The people around the town didn't see him. They were like, damn, did Romeo went to the mountains or something, disappeared? Did the dog just walk away from the town? What happened to the dog? So they started looking around for him. They're like, yo, what happened to our dog? Turns out Romeo wasn't dead or nothing bad, thankfully. He was taken away, spirited away by a well-meaning tourist who mistook him as a stray. They saw him roaming the streets and they took him. They struck by an urge to save him. They removed his collar, gave him a new name, and registered him as their own before anyone in San Pancho could even notice. Romeo was gone, no longer basking beneath the Pacific sun, but shivering under the gray skies of Canada. Romeo was taken to Canada, and people found out throughout social media. I don't know how exactly they found him, but they did some good detective work. And the people in San Pancho were outraged. They started asking for those Canadians to return Romeo back. However, the Canadians are ignoring the message of the residents in San Pancho. They're not going to return Romeo back. They already took him to Canada. They're going to leave him there. And if they really liked Romeo, they would let him live in Canada. I would think it's way better than where he was at. And that was the story of Romeo's rags to riches. I will leave you with this picture of Romeo staring into his new environment.